Hey guys, Karasifius, another review. This time I'll be reviewing the Command Voicer and Insect Commander unit from B-Fire Kabuto. This is a replica of the transformation devices for the B-Fighters and the Metal Warriors, which are the Command Voicer and Insect Commander, aka the Data Bonder and Astral Bonders from Billboard's Metallics, with new sounds, new features, as well as being able to read actual voice commands. This set includes several things. It includes the main body of the Command Voicer, the Insect Commander unit, a display stand, 10 input cards, and 4 display monitor cards. So, let's get started. First up, we'll look at the included input cards, 10 in total. And you can see that they're kind of divided in two rows by category. The first one, the top three, are our main B-Fighters. Here's the card for B-Fighter Kabuto, aka the Chromium Gold Beetleborg. Here's the one for B-Fighter Kuwagar, aka the Titanium Silver Beetleborg. And the one for B-Fighter Tento, aka the Platinum Purple Beetleborg. Then the ones for the 4 Metal Warrior B-Fighters, aka the Astral Borgs. We have B-Fighter Yanma, aka Dragonborg. B-Fighter Genji, aka Fireborg. B-Fighter Min, aka Lightning Borg, and B-Fighter Ageha, aka Ladyborg. Then we have 3 never before made input cards, which are for the Neo Beat machines. Kabuto, the Chromium Gold BV, Kuwaga Tank, the Titanium Silver BV, and Stealth Gyro, the Platinum Purple BV. In addition, while these 3 were originally made into toys with a whole chrome molding, for these ones, in the original Command Voicer toy, these were just a set of cards which you had to apply stickers to get the effect. So it's the first time they've been done in the full molded and chromed out look. Next, we'll get to the Command Voicer itself. So here we have it. It has the same basic design as with the original, though from what I can tell this is a little bit bigger and more show accurate in terms of size. See all the nice details to it on the front. You can see some nice chromed out details behind this clear plastic cover. On the back we have the speaker here and the battery compartment here. You can see that they cover up all the screw holes. And unfortunately for this one, unlike with the B Commander edition, this one requires you to use a screwdriver to push in the pin to open up the battery cover, and that's what allows you to switch it on. So we can do that right now. Now on its own there isn't too much you can do. So we have the BGM button, which will play 2 songs, one being the theme song for B-Fire Kabuto, and the second one being the theme for the Neo Beat machines. Additionally, there is a talking feature with the kind of AI helper of the B-Fighters, that being Bit. Now the whole thing reacts off of different voice commands. So basically I kind of have to bring up the actual voice commands in order to get them. Let me just see if I can get that going. Okay, so here we go. Now, the way to use this is that You have the mic in the front and the mic switch here on the side. So, activate it by pressing holding this button and then speaking into it. So there are 3 different kind of commands you can give Bit to communicating with him. First one is to say good morning to him. Bitto, ohayo. And each command has 3 different variations. Bitto, ohayo. Bitto, ohayo. Then we can say good night to him. Bitto, oyasumi. Bitto, oyasumi. Bitto, oyasumi. And then we can tell him we're tired. Bitto, tsukareta. Bitto, tsukareta. Bitto, tsukareta. So there's that. Then there's also a command that we can say to kind of replicate the activation or awakening of the command voicer in the first episode. So it goes like this. Sekai o hakai suru koto wa yurusan. I might have to get a little bit closer in order to actually read it. But another way you can do it is by speaking into the back. Sekai o hakai suru koto wa yurusan. Now, since each input card has its own set of different commands, we'll be looking at the different B-Fighters one by one, starting off with our main hero, B-Fighter Kabuto. So for the transformation, we'll put in the input card, hold down the mic switch, and then shout the transformation call, JUUKOU. JUUKOU! And there you have the transformation. Now there is actually another way to activate that with BGM standby. So, in order to do that, you press and hold the BGM button. And by doing that, inputting the card will start up the theme song. JUUKOU! From here, we can then use the different commands. So I'll just go about the list I have here for summoning his weapon. Kabuto Lancer! Finish weapon! Finish weapon! For some of them, it is a little bit hard for it to read unless you really kind of slow down and enunciate the different syllables. Lina Brasto. So for that, we summoned the Kabuto Lancer and used his special attack, the Liner Blast. Then we'll get his Road Beetle. Rodo Kabuto. And use his special attack while riding it. Cavalria Lanza! Then another special attack. Electric Shock Wave! Then the scanning feature. Beat Scan! You can also summon the weapon of B-Fighter Yanma. Tonbo Gun. Then we have the special attack of the input rifle, Kabuto Niku Buster. And from there we have sounds for his input card gun. Input card gun. Input card gun. So we have the equipping sound. And then from there we have the various attacks from the various cards. Attack beam. Fire beam. Jamming beam. Needle laser. Cemento beam. Cold laser. Tornado shower. And after the attack sounds, we also have an analyzing sound. So let's say bit analyze. Bitto analyze. And then you lose transmission by saying Kaijo. Kaijo. We can also then use the Kabuto card to summon his Neo Beat Machine. Now there are two commands for this. One is for Kabuto itself, and the other is just for the Neo Beat Machines themselves, or as a whole. So we'll get that going. Kabuto Hashin. And do the alternate way, also using the BGM standby. Neo Beat Machine Hashin. Then we'll use the commands for this. So it's got a few different attacks we can use. First is the Kabuto Shooter. Kabuto Shooter! Then change to Battle Formation. Battle Formation! Then activate the Horn Thruster. Horn Thruster! And then we'll go to Flight Mode. Flight Mode! And you also have an Analyze feature. Bitto Analyze. Second, we'll use the cards for B-Fired Kuwagar and the Kuwaga tank. So, plug in the card and activate. JUUKOU! Now there are some shared commands between the main three B-Fires, so we'll be skipping over those for the other two, just so it's not be redundant. So we'll summon his finished weapon, the Kuwaga Chopper. Kuwaga Chopper! We also use his special attack, the Gravity Crash. Gravity Crash! Gravity Crash! Beat Scan. Actually, we've already done Beat Scan, so we don't need to do that one. We'll summon his Road Beetle. Rodo Kuwaga. Cavalier Chopper. Also summon an item from B-Fire Min. Semission Magazine. And that one has some different powers it can use. Water Power. So there's Water Power, then we can also use Thunder Power. Thunder Power. And Fire Power. Fire Power. Or rather, Flame Power. Right, that's what it is. Flame Power. And the Revital Wave. Revital Wave. Additionally, Kuwagar also has its own version of the input rifle attack. Kuwagatic Buster. Bitto Analyze. Kaijo. Then we'll summon the Kuwaga tank. Kuwaga tank Hashin. Our first attack is the Kuwaga cannon. Kuwaga cannon. Then the battle formation. Battle formation. And the shoot scissors. Shoot shizasu. And then we analyze. Bitto analyze. Then we'll get to the third of our main B fighters, B-Fire Tento, and her Stealth Gyro. JUUKOU. Now we'll summon her finished weapon, the Tento Spear. Tento Spear. And her special attack is the Crossway Slicer. Crossway Slicer. Something unique to her is that she has a Hyper Beat Scan. Hyper Beat Scan. Then the Road Beetle. Rodo Tento. And the riding finisher. Cavalier Spear. You can summon the tool she gets from B-Fire Genji. Brighto Flash Pointer. Brighto Flash Pointer. Brighto Flash Pointer. This one is a little bit hard to get, so let me get closer. Brighto Flash Pointer. Brighto Flash Pointer. You can get this. Brighto Flash Pointer. Brighto Flash Pointer. There we go. Bright Flash. So there's the bright flash. Let's activate the maintenance ray. Maintenance ray. Maintenance ray. And the flash barrier. Flash barrier. Then we'll analyze. Bit analyze. Kaijo. Then we'll summon the Stealth Gyro. Status Gyro, Hashin. After lifting off, we can disconnect the Kabuto and Kuwaga tank. Disconnecto. Disconnecto. And use it to attack the Stealth Blaster. Status Blaster. And then analyze. Bito analyze. Now that we've seen the features of the command voicer, I'll show you how to change it into the insect commander. So the easiest way is to take one of the cards associated with the insect commander and push it into the slot, which will cause all the horns to pop up. Then you want to take your thumb back here into this gap and push out the unit. It'll reveal the inside and the inner side. We can see this is all chromed out. We've got some nice colors here. Then going from the bottom, place this on and snap it into place. And now it's changed into the command voicer, or insect commander rather. And for each different B-Fighter using this, you can take one of the display monitor cards and attach it to these 2 points here. Like so, and there you have it. Now we can take a look at the 4 Metal Warriors, starting with B-Fighter Yanma. So the transformation is the same, where we put in the input card and say JUUKOU. JUUKOU. And they have their own commands as well. So first we'll use the weapon, a Tonbo gun, or a Tonbo gun rather. Tonbo gun. Then dragon flying, Dragon flying. And spinning bomber, Spinning bomba. And then analyze. Bito analyze. Kaijo. Then we have B-Fighter Genji. JUUKOU. So his weapon is the lightning cannon. Lightning cannon. So there's a technique called the max flasher. Max flasher. And then analyze. Pitto analyze. Kaijo. Following that, we have B-Fighter Min. JUUKOU. With some of his weapons, the Ringer Swords. Ringa Sodo. There's a special attack, Sonic Pressure. Sonic Pressure. He has one more technique in here that I don't know if was actually used in the show. Loser Arrow. Then analyze. Pitto analyze. Kaijo. Then the last of the insect warriors is B-Fighter Ageha. JUUKOU. So her weapon is the Bloom Cannon. Bloom Cannon. Bloom Cannon. First attack is Beam Shower. Beam Shower. So it has the Maxim Blast. Maxim Blasto. As well as her own search system, the Flyfin Radar. Flyfin Radar. Pitto analyze. Kaijo. Lastly, we'll go over the display stand and the final feature of the toy, which is mission mode. So we have this stand here, which is nice and simple. You can put on the command voicer, either by itself or with a card in it. Rests nicely like that. Then in the back, we have the slot where you can put up to 4 additional input cards. So for example, we can take some of these and place them into the slot like this. Like so. You have those set up in addition to the command voicer. And like I said, there's also mission mode, which is sort of game mode, where you're tasked with using certain input cards and certain commands to complete the missions. So, You activate this from the default state by holding the mic switch and saying mission mode into it. Mission mode! Now for this one, it gives us the freedom to use any of the different B-Fighter cards to transform into a B-Fighter. JUUKOU! Now to get to the next mission, you have to pull out the input card and wait for it to activate. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so this one is calling for a beat scan. Beat scan! Beat scan! Beat scan! And now we need to do a hyperbeat scan using the Tento card. Hyperbeat scan! So that one was a two-part mission, and there are 11 total. I'll give just a couple more examples, I don't want to go through all of them. So this one will use the input rifle attack, which can be used with either Kabuto or Kuwagar. Kabuto Nickbuster! I'll give one more example. So this one we can use either Kuwaga or Tento and use their healing moves, or their healing abilities rather. The Vital Wave! Now, you can also choose to go to the next mission by saying Tsugi-e, Tsugi-e, which means next. Or we can finish it with this command. Shuryo! And there we go. So overall, I think this is a great replica, but unfortunately it's also kind of a hard sell. It is very much accurate to the show that this was supposed to work off of voice commands, and it was somewhat voice activated in the original toy in Japan, where it basically just responded to sound, to where if you spoke in, it would activate the transformation. It didn't really matter what you actually said. But with this, it is very specific about what, commands you give it. So, you have to A, be able to know what those commands are, and B, be able to properly pronounce them in Japanese. And as you could hear, this thing is kind of picky, to where if you really don't have your pronunciation right, then it may not pick up what you're trying to say. So it's the kind of thing where, if you're going like this, you do need to put in a little bit of effort into learning how to actually use the commands. And it's not overly difficult, it's mainly just knowing what they say and kind of knowing the basic rules of Japanese pronunciation. But I can understand that that is a bit difficult. It's something the kind of thing that is better if you already have that kind of understanding of Japanese. And definitely it would be easier to sell it to the home market over in Japan rather than to a foreign market. That being said, if you're able to use it, I think it definitely has a lot going for it. Since you get a wide variety of commands for each B fighter, as well as, the ability to switch between two different transformation devices, whereas originally they were sold separately, and technically speaking, the command voicer was never brought over to the West. We never got a toy for its American counterpart, the Astral Bonder. So, this is a toy I can recommend under the stipulation that you are able to properly use it. And if you are, I think it is enjoyable. But like I said, this is just a hard sell, unfortunately, if you're someone outside of Japan or just someone who doesn't quite know the language. I enjoy it, but how much you can enjoy it depends on how well you're able to use it. Next time, we'll be getting back to King Ghidorah and looking at the action hero King Ghidorah figures. So, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And if you're new and would like to see more, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. And for now, this is KO50, riding off.